What if I told you that the most powerful place on earth is not a government building, not a battlefield, not a stadium filled with thousands, but a quiet Catholic church? And what if I told you that in that silence, in that small white host, God Himself is truly present? Not symbolically, not metaphorically, but really. Tonight, we're talking about the Eucharist and why it changes everything. Across America today, people are searching for meaning, searching for identity, searching for peace. Anxiety is rising, loneliness is increasing, families feel pressure, faith feels fragile. We scroll endlessly, we work endlessly, we consume endlessly, and yet we remain hungry. There is a hunger no achievement can fill, a hunger no relationship can fully satisfy, a hunger no success can quiet. St. Augustine once wrote, "Our hearts are restless until they rest in you." That restlessness is not weakness. It is a sign we were made for more. And the Catholic Church makes a radical claim that more is not an idea, it is a person. And that person is present in the Eucharist. Many Christians believe communion is symbolic, a reminder, a representation, a sacred memory. But Catholics believe something far deeper. At every Mass, when the priest says, "This is my body, this is my blood," we believe the substance changes. The appearance remains bread and wine, but the reality becomes Jesus Christ, body, blood, soul, and divinity. This belief is called the real presence, not because it is poetic, not because it is emotional, but because Jesus said it plainly. In John chapter 6, He says, "My flesh is true food, and my blood is true drink." Many disciples left Him that day. He did not correct them. He did not soften the teaching. He let them walk away. Why? Because the Eucharist is not symbolic language. It is literal love. The Mass is not a repetition of the cross. It is the same sacrifice made present. At Calvary, Jesus gave Himself completely. In the Eucharist, He gives Himself again, not dying again, but offering the same eternal sacrifice outside of time. Every Mass connects heaven and earth. When you kneel at Mass, you are standing at Calvary. When you receive communion, you are receiving the same Jesus who walked on water, who healed the blind, who rose from the dead. This is why the Eucharist changes everything, because God is no longer distant. He is near, closer than breath. When you receive the Eucharist, you do not simply receive grace, you receive a person, and that person transforms you from the inside. The Eucharist strengthens the weak, heals hidden wounds, calms anxiety, restores identity. You begin to see differently, love differently, forgive differently. The saints understood this. They built their lives around the altar, because the Eucharist is not a ritual, it is relationship. And relationships change us. In a divided nation, we need unity. In a wounded culture, we need healing. In a restless society, we need peace. The Eucharist is not political. It is not ideological. It is divine. And it is offered freely. In small parishes, in city cathedrals, in quiet chapels. Right now, across America, Jesus waits, not demanding, not forcing, just waiting. Maybe you've been away from the church. Maybe you've doubted. Maybe you've never understood. That's okay. But if even a small part of your heart is still searching, visit a Catholic church. Sit in silence, look at the tabernacle, and ask one simple question. Jesus, are you really here? He is not afraid of honest questions, because if the Eucharist is real, it changes everything. Your fears, your future, your purpose, everything. Amen.